The World Cup, football's grandest stage. Every 4 years, nations dream of glory. For Africa, this dream is especially powerful. Imagine an African captain lifting the trophy, millions long for that moment. Football in Africa is more than a game. It unites, excites, and inspires. African teams have delivered unforgettable moments. Cameroon in 1990, Senegal in 2002, Ghana in 2010. They've come close, reaching quarterfinals, but the ultimate prize remains elusive. Why is it so hard? The reasons are complex. This is a story of both struggle and hope. African football is growing stronger every year. We'll explore the hurdles, money, development, and more. But we'll also see the progress and the unbreakable spirit. The dream of World Cup glory burns across the continent. African football's journey is far from over. The hope is alive, and the story is just beginning. Let's dive in. Money shapes football's landscape, influencing everything from player development to the quality of stadiums and training grounds. The financial power behind a club or a country can determine its success on and off the pitch. European clubs spend billions. African clubs operate on a fraction of those budgets, often struggling to keep up with the demands of modern football. This financial gap limits resources, facilities, and opportunities for players and coaches alike, making it difficult to compete at the highest level. Many African countries lack world-class training grounds and youth academies, forcing young talent to train in less than ideal conditions. North African nations like Morocco and Egypt have invested more, building impressive facilities. But the gap remains wide elsewhere on the continent. Good infrastructure is vital for nurturing talent, providing young players with the environment they need to grow and excel. Without it, young players can't reach their full potential, and many promising careers are cut short before they even begin. Consistent investment in grassroots football is the foundation for future success, helping to identify and develop talent from an early age. It's not just about buying stars, it's about building a system that supports every stage of a player's journey. A strong system finds and develops talent, supporting clubs and national teams, and creating a sustainable pipeline for the future. Closing the financial gap is crucial for leveling the playing field and giving African footballers a fair shot at global success. It's a long-term investment, but it's essential for the growth and sustainability of football across Africa. African football needs a stronger base to compete globally, not just in talent, but in infrastructure and support systems. The journey starts with better funding and facilities. Every step forward counts, no matter how small. The future depends on building from the ground up, creating opportunities for the next generation of stars. Financial equality will unlock Africa's football potential, allowing dreams to become reality for countless young athletes. The challenge is great, but so is the opportunity. With vision, commitment, and investment, Africa's football future can be truly bright. Africa is a wellspring of football talent. From villages to cities, stars emerge. Many become global icons. Legends like Drogba, Eto'o, and Salah prove Africa's quality. But most top players move to Europe young, seeking better pay and facilities. This talent drain helps individuals grow, but weakens local leagues. National teams face challenges too. European clubs sometimes withhold players for key matches. Club versus country conflicts are common. Europe polishes African gems, but their brilliance often shines abroad. The challenge? How can Africa benefit more from its talent? Can local leagues retain stars? Can national teams get full access? Balancing global ambition with local growth is vital. Nurturing talent for both stages is the key. The future depends on finding this balance. Africa's football story is global, but its heart remains at home. The next step, turning exported talent into continental strength. The journey continues. Success in football needs more than talent, it needs strong organization. African federations sometimes struggle with management and corruption. Poor governance can stall progress and waste resources. Instability in leadership disrupts team preparations and morale. Frequent coaching changes make it hard to build a consistent style. Teams need time and stability to develop chemistry and tactics. Constant resets hinder long-term growth. These hidden challenges can stop a team before the match even begins. Strong, transparent administration is vital for success. It ensures resources are used wisely and supports players and coaches. Good governance creates the right environment for winning. This is a crucial area for improvement. Stable leadership unlocks potential on and off the pitch. African football's future depends on fixing these roadblocks. The right structure can turn talent into triumph. Organization is the backbone of lasting success. The journey to the top starts behind the scenes. On the field, tactics and squad depth are crucial. Top teams adapt quickly and manage pressure well. African teams are improving tactically, but gaps remain. Squad depth is a challenge. Injuries can derail campaigns. Richer nations have strong benches, African teams often don't. Youth teams have shown Africa's raw talent, winning world titles. But translating youth success to senior World Cup glory is tough. More exposure to top-level competition is needed. Playing against the best builds experience and composure. African teams are learning fast, becoming more tactically astute. The learning curve is steep, but progress is clear. Tactical growth and squad depth are key to future success. The next breakthrough is within reach. Qualifying for the World Cup is a gentle but demanding journey for African teams, requiring not only skill, but also deep resilience and calm mental strength, qualities shown by legends like Didier Drogba and Samuel Eto'o. So many strong nations, each with their own stars. Think of Mohamed Salah or Sadio Mané, compete for just a handful of precious spots, making every match feel like a delicate do-or-die moment. Even as more places open up in 2026, the competition remains as heartfelt and fierce as ever, with every team, just like Riyad Mahrez's Algeria, dreaming of making history. Sometimes top teams with stars like Kalidou Koulibaly or Achraf Hakimi can knock each other out early, reducing Africa's chances and leaving fans quietly heartbroken. Every qualifier is a high-stakes emotional battle. There's little room for error, and a single slip can end a nation's dream, as many greats have experienced. The football calendar is full. Players like Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang juggle club and national duties, often traveling thousands of miles in a single month, all while staying focused and composed. Tournaments such as the Africa Cup of Nations and the expanded Club World Cup add even more games, gently stretching squads to their limits. Fatigue and injuries are constant companions, especially for teams with less depth and fewer resources to rotate players, something even stars like Wilfried Zaha have faced. Managing player workload is a gentle balancing act, requiring careful planning and constant attention to recovery as coaches look after their teams with care. Coaches and federations must plan thoughtfully to protect their stars, balancing ambition with the need to keep players healthy, just as the best managers do for their top talents. Player unions, including those representing icons like Yaya Toure, warn about health risks and burnout, calling for better scheduling and more support for all athletes. Navigating tough qualifiers and busy schedules is essential for any team hoping to reach the world's biggest stage, just as so many African heroes have done before. It's another gentle but major hurdle on the road to World Cup glory, testing every aspect of a team's preparation and unity. Only the strongest and best prepared teams, those who follow in the footsteps of legends like Roger Milla, survive this marathon, emerging ready to represent Africa on the global stage. The journey is relentless, but the reward, hearing your anthem at the World Cup, is a soothing reminder that every sacrifice is worth it. African teams must adapt, innovate, and stay united, just as their greatest players have, to thrive in this demanding environment. The path is tough, but hope remains gentle and strong, and the dream of World Cup glory continues to inspire a continent, just as it inspired the legends before. African football isn't just about challenges, it's about triumphs, resilience, and the power of dreams coming true on the world's biggest stages. Morocco's 2022 World Cup run was nothing short of historic, as they became the first African nation to reach the semi-finals, capturing the imagination of millions. They toppled European giants like Spain and Portugal, showing the world that African teams can stand toe-to-toe with football's elite and inspiring a whole continent. This remarkable success was built on years of strategic investment, grassroots development, and careful planning at every level of the game. Morocco has set a new benchmark for African teams, raising expectations and ambitions across the continent. Their journey proved that Africa can compete with the very best, and that the gap is closing with every tournament. Now, other nations believe they too can go even further, dreaming of making their own history on the global stage. African clubs are also on the rise. Al Ahly, Wydad AC, Esperance de Tunis, and Mamelodi Sundowns have become powerhouses, dominating continental competitions and building passionate fan bases. 4 African clubs will compete in the 2025 FIFA Club World Cup, gaining invaluable global exposure and experience against the world's best. These successes aren't isolated, they reveal a clear pattern of growth, ambition, and rising standards across African football. Both clubs and national teams are becoming more competitive, tactically astute, and fearless on the pitch. Success attracts more investment, draws in new fans, and brings valuable experience to players and coaches alike. These sparks of brilliance are lighting the way forward for the next generation of African stars. The dream of World Cup glory feels closer than ever, uniting families and communities in hope and excitement. Africa's football story is now full of hope, momentum, and a sense that anything is possible. The entire continent is buzzing with belief, energy, and anticipation for what's next. The next breakthrough could be just around the corner, as Africa's football journey continues to inspire the world. Positive change is sweeping African football. Investment is rising, building a stronger foundation. CAF is increasing prize money, helping clubs grow. Better facilities and youth programs are emerging. Coaching standards are improving. Experienced coaches and former stars lead the way. Good coaching is essential for tactical growth and player development. Youth academies are now a priority, nurturing the next generation. These academies combine education and football, ensuring talent isn't wasted. Countries are focusing on long-term youth development. African teams are adopting modern tactics, learning from the world's best. Increased exposure brings new ideas and experience. All these building blocks are strengthening African football. Progress is steady and encouraging. The future depends on continued investment and innovation. Every improvement brings Africa closer to the top. The next generation is ready to shine. The foundation for success is being laid today. Why hasn't Africa won the World Cup yet? The reasons are many: financial gaps, talent drain, organizational issues, tough qualifiers. But African football is evolving and growing stronger. The gap with the world's best is closing. Morocco's 2022 run and club successes prove this. Africa's raw talent and passion are undeniable. The challenges remain, but so does the determination. The dream of lifting the World Cup is more alive than ever. Every small victory fuels belief and hope. One day an African nation will win it all. The passion is too deep, the talent too rich. Progress is visible and the story is still being written. New heroes will emerge. New histories will be made. The journey is ongoing, filled with excitement. The most glorious chapter is yet to come. The future is bright for African football. The world is watching and waiting. Africa's time will come.